So hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of Fine Projects, and today we are here to discuss the overview of the first project we will be making, which is our calculator. Okay, so we will be dividing the project into videos. In the first video we will be dealing with the interface and the designing part of our calculator. Alright, in the second video we will be dealing with the inserting of the buttons, the backend part, the connection part, the calculation part. Alright, so we will be making the interface with the help of Java Swing and Java AWT. Alright, so the first thing that we have, that is we have a Java language. Alright, so it has two parts. Alright, so two libraries will be using it. Okay, the first one is Java Swing. Okay, and the second one is Java AWT. Okay, so those who don't know what is Java Swing and Java AWT, I would like to describe this in brief. So Java Swing is a Java Foundation class library, okay, which is the extension of Java AWT. Okay, so you will be asking what is Java AWT. So Java AWT stands for, AWT here stands for Abstract Window Toolkit. It is just a type of API which is used whenever we want to create any window based applications. Whenever we want to use a GUI, in the GUI means graphic user interface, in our applications, we can do that with the help of Java AWT and Java Swing. Java AWT had some limitations. Alright, so Java Swing was invented, which is extension of Java AWT. Okay, so Java Swing is a Java Foundation class library. Both of them have certain features, like we can create different labels, different buttons, different panels, different windows, and within that we can work throughout our program. Okay, so both of these, like Java Swing has some classes which includes windows, which includes panels, which includes frames, which includes button components and many other components. Alright, and same do Java AWT has, but it was far better than Java Swing in Java AWT. So nowadays we are more familiar with using Swing. So that's all for the introduction here by making a calculator, and we'll start by making the first package. Okay, so click here on file, select the option new, and then project. So first we'll be making a project. It will be a Java project, so select here Java project and then click on next. So here it will ask us the project name. You can name it as anything, whatever you want. So here we'll be using mnemonics for everything. What is meant by mnemonics? Mnemonics is just that we give the variable or the project the name which we are doing, so it's relatable. It's like we can understand it very easily. Okay, so I name it as my calculator, then I click on next, then it's created, and I click on finish. So here close it, and you can see here my calculator is here, the project is ready. Okay, so now I want to create the package inside this. Okay, so I'll click here on new, I'll go in a package, and I'll write the package name. Alright, which is my calculator. Alright, I finish it and this package is created. Now I want to create a new class inside this package, so I'll go in the class and I'll click the new name here as my calculator. Alright, everything is done by default. We'll just click on finish, and here our writing area, our coding area is ready. Okay, so first what we need whenever we want to create an application, we need a frame. Okay, what frame is just an area where application will work, how much area application will be taking. So we'll be using the JFrame class of Java X Swing. Okay, So we'll be writing here J frame. uh, then we can give the whatever the object name we want. We will create the object of J frame. Okay, after this, new keyword is used whenever we want to create some sorts of new objects. All right, so here we are seeing some error is shown. Let me see why the error is. Okay, so we need to import the class. All right, so here we can click the option uh, import jframe and add requires java to desktop. Okay, so it will be adding by itself. So now you can see the error is gone. All right, so now we'll be importing panel from jpanel. All right, we'll be using object name as panel, new jpan. All right, so same thing we need to do here also. We need to import this, so we'll be importing here jpanel. It's getting imported automatically here. So after this we need to get the text area. Here we can text, so we'll be making a object of text area with the name text area using the new keyword. All right, so what we need to specify here is that the number of rows and columns we need. So I'll be keeping here this as 2 and 10 respectively. So the error is seen here as again we need to import these things. Okay, so all the things are present, all these classes are present inside the swing package, means the inside the swing component. Okay, so from there we can import these. And then now what do we need once we have the area, once we have the panel? What do we need? We need some buttons. Okay, so I'll be creating some buttons here, and to create the buttons I'll be creating them via objects, and to create via object I need to make certain objects of the button. All right, so j button will be using as a class, and first one will be button 0. All right, new j button. So some error is there again, I think. Yeah, so here j button. Yeah, so it got changed to j button, and j button class was imported by default by its own after clicking that. Okay, so I'll be having several buttons from numbers 1 to 9. So I'll be copying, and yeah, I'm done with this. So the buttons will be named as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, one more is left. So yeah, we're done from 0 to 9. After we made the buttons for our numbers, we need to make buttons so that we can add and we can store them, like we can whenever we want to perform some operations. All right, so 1 second, I can just copy it from here. We'll be having 4 to 5 operations, right? So just select and copy 5 buttons here. All right, so first button will be used for button add, second button will be used for button subtract, the third button will be used for button multiply, the fourth button will be used for button divide, and the fifth button will be used to clear whenever we want to clear our inputs. All right, so we'll be having 2 to 3 more buttons, like when we want to input some decimal values, or when we want that we need to check the equality, or we need to show the result, so we need equals. All right, so we'll be having button dot here, and we'll be having button equals here. All right, so once we are done with the button, so you can see that we have made half of the architecture. All right, so what we need now, we need now some variables through which we can take the inputs. All right, so make a comment here, name as variables, then we'll be using double type. Okay, the reason behind using double type is like if I want to enter some, I want to add some amount of money. Okay, and money can be in passive also. So in that time we'll be using decimal values. So to treat with decimal values, I'll be using double. Okay, so first we have done this. Now what we want, that we should have different variables for adding and all also now. So we'll be initializing them with default value. Okay, so that it doesn't takes the garbage value. So is equals 0.0 d comma sub c equals 0.0 d. Alright, so we are done with this one. Now what we need, we will be creating different methods. Okay, so before we create any method, we need to make the constructor. So maybe that you are not aware what a constructor in Java means. Okay, so in basics sentences that I'll be saying, then constructor is just some block of code which is similar to a method. Whenever a constructor is called, the object of the class is instantiated. All right, but the constructors are called by default. We don't need to call them manually, and at the time of calling the constructor, the memory of the object, of the particular object which is created while calling it, it's allocated in the memory. Okay, so the memory for that object is allocated in the memory, and so it's just a special type of method which can be used to initialize the object. All right, so after this we'll be making the constructor. A constructor carries the same name with the class. So let's see what's the name of our class here. So the name of our class is my calculator. So public my calculator. Okay, so opening closing brackets, and then this. So first what we need to do, that we need to set the size of our frame. Okay, so there is a method named as set size. Okay, so in the frame class, so we have created the frame class object here. We are this frame object name, this frame class was object was created, and here we'll be using the object to call this function, call this predefined method, and we'll be setting the size. You can set it accordingly. I'll be setting it to 340 comma 450. This will be in terms of pixels. All right, so once done with this, I'll be setting the default close operation. Okay, so first let me write, and I'll be explaining you what this is used for. Default close operation, and I'll be passing the value of jframe dot exit on close. So here you can see it already present here, exit on close, then a semicolon. So what we did here, okay, so here is some sort of error. No, it's all right. This is some extra space taking here. Yeah. So what we did here was we set default close operation, means this. Okay, like if we click on here, it will be clicking. If we click here, then we'll be exiting from an application by default. Okay, so this feature was added here in this very line in our application. All right, so we want that we should keep our frame visible, so we'll be setting the set visible function of frame class as true. All right, after that we obviously want to give some name to our app. Okay, so we'll be giving it a title, okay, of find project calculator. Okay, so here we give the name. You can give the name according to your choice. Okay, the next thing is that we can, we can resize the frame, like here we have the option of resizing. We can resize the frame we have created, but right now I'll be setting that resizable to false because I want it to be of fixed size. All right, so once done with the adjustment of the frame and thus the editing of the frame, I'll be adding some panel. Okay, so I'll be using add function to add a panel. Okay, now we can edit the panel. So I'll be setting panel is the section of a frame. Okay, if you don't know what the panel is, it's just the section of our frame. I'll show you in the output when what is a panel. Okay, it will be more clear. So right now I'll be setting the background color for the panel. So panel dot set background is a function, and here I'll be using color. You can say that we can use any color. So let's move with dark gray. All right, so we're done with this. Now what we want a border around the panel. Okay, so we can use this border. We'll be creating a border object via this border name. Okay, it is in small letters. Then function will be of border factory. Sorry for the typo. Okay, factory dot function name is create line border, and you can see that we have three options. Okay, the first one is simply the color, the second one is the color with the thickness, third one is the roundness. If you want, I'll be choosing the second one. I'll be putting the color as you can put it on light gray. I think it will be red is better. So color dot with red, you can scroll down like you want magenta. Okay, so and the thickness I'll be giving it will be 5, no, it will be 3. All right, so once we are done with this, we'll be adding a text area. Okay, so the text area will be used for typing, like to keep our buttons and the symbols of operands. All right, so here we added a text area. After that I'll be modifying the text area, so I'll be setting the text area with the different functions like set background. In this functions I'll be putting the color, so I'll be keeping it simple, so I'll be using black color. All right, so black is used here. After that I'll be adding the border. All right, so border here will be text area border, so T will be using as text. T border equals the same thing we wrote here. We can copy from here, we can paste it here. We can just will be editing this, will be putting it 4, and we'll be changing the color. On black we can sing that color. Let's see, yeah, we can keep it cyan. Okay, this color light blue color, it's okay. So now we'll be setting the border. Text area dot set border T border. Okay, here we set the border for the text area. I think we missed this thing above here. All right, so here text area will be using panel. Okay, because we are creating a panel here, so panel dot set border. All right, no issues. We didn't import border, so we need to import this. All right, yeah, see the border is got imported, right? Import. So the next one is that after setting the border we need to look towards the font, so we will be using the font class to create an object of the font via new method, sorry, new keyword. Okay, we'll be keeping it simple and we'll be using the Arial font. Okay, so we will be keeping the font to bold, seems beautiful, and we'll be keeping the font size to 33. So there is some sort of error. Okay, it will fix later. So we'll be setting the font of text area. So using this will be done using set font. Okay, I'll be passing the object of font here. The font creation is done. So here text area, I'll be setting the foreground color. All right, set foreground color, and the color here can be anything. Here I'll be going on with white here. All right, and then I'll be setting text area dot set preferred size. Okay, and I'll be creating the object of new dimension here, and it will be passed as 2,10. The last thing I need to do is text area dot set line wrap, and I'll be keeping it to true. All right, so maybe that you guys are wondering that what this set line wrap is used. Okay, so it's just the use that it sets the line wrapping of the text area. So if it is it sets to true, the lines will be wrapped if they are too long to fit in the given width, and if it is false, the lines will always be unwrapped. So maybe you are confused that what is set preferred list sorry, set preferred size. Okay, so is just that to show the top of the panel we need some preferred size. Okay, so that dimension is provided here. So here some errors are there. I'll be importing the dimension. So I guess everything is imported, nothing is left. We imported color, we imported dimension, we imported font, we imported border factory, we imported J button, J frame, followed by J panel, J text area, and border. So now we are done with this. So we'll be creating a new class here, and we'll be creating its object. So click the new option here, then click new class here. All right, name is as main underscore cal. All right, so it will be having the main method. Finish. Okay, so now here we will be creating the object. So it was as my calculator. Cals is equal to new my calculator. Okay, so now we are done with this. So let me run this and check what the output is. So click on run as one Java application. So there's some issue, the variable local variable cal is not used. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so now you can see that we need to save it. Okay, so control plus S here and control plus S here. Now we'll be running as one Java application, and yeah, you can see here that our area is ready. Our calculator half part is done. So if we see that what's the, let me introduce everything. Okay, so what we did was we created this default close operation was this one. Okay, Then visibility is 2, you understood that. Set title in project calculator. Then frame dot add, I added this panel and set the background color as gray. Okay, entire panel was added. I added this text area and set it as black, and the border was of cyan color. This was the text area, and then everything is understood. So in the upcoming videos I'll be adding different buttons here, and I'll be calculating the result and printing it on the screens here. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and the next video will be providing all the needed information regarding this project. Thank you.